February 1st, 1943. A B-17 bomber was flying home after a mission over Tunisia. Then, a German fighter collided with it. The impact nearly cuts the plane in half. The tail is barely hanging on. There's a massive hole in the fuselage, and most of the control systems are destroyed. Every pilot will tell you the same thing. This plane should not be able to fly. It should fall out of the sky in seconds. But it didn't. By every measure, they should be dead. The aircraft should be in pieces across the desert floor. But the crew of the All-American finds a way to keep it airborne. They improvised. They held the plane together with whatever they could find. And somehow they flew it home. This is the true story of the B-17 bomber that refused to die. And if you want to hear more incredible survival stories like this one, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Let's go back. To understand how this plane survived, you need to know what it was engineered to do. It's 1934, and the U.S. Army Corps makes a challenge. Design a bomber that can fly farther, carry more, and hit harder than anything so far. Boeing answers with the Model 299, a 4-engine behemoth unlike any that flew. July 28, 1935, the prototype is flown. Reporters watch it taxi out, bristling with machine guns at all points. One reporter coins a name on the fly: Flying Fortress. It's catching on, because that's exactly what it was. But there's a catch. Early in development, the prototype crashes on a test flight. Pilot error. Forgetting to release elevator locks. Tragic, naturally, but it spawns something revolutionary: the pre-flight checklist. A simple idea that will save thousands of lives. The B-17 comes of age. Stronger airframe, redundant systems, 4 engines that will sustain you in the air even if 2 are torn away. Before World War II hit its peak fury, Boeing, Douglas, and Vega were producing over 12,000 of these machines. They were not perfect, but they were built with one idea in mind: survival. And on February 1st, 1943, that philosophy would be tested to the extreme. North Africa, February 1st, 1943. 414th Bombardment Squadron wheels up on a mission to Tunis. Their target? The docks. Cut out enemy supply lines, turn around, and get home. Leading the formation is B-17F, number 41-24406. Her nose art, All-American. In the cockpit, Lieutenant Kendrick Bragg, Jr., calm under pressure, steady fingers. Behind him, 9 other men gunners, bombardiers, navigators, each with a mission. Each is counting on the others. Above, the Luftwaffe waits in ambush. Among the German interceptors is Erich Patzia, Messerschmitt Bf-109 pilot, 16 confirmed kills, an ace, aggressive, deadly. The bomb run goes smoothly. Payload delivered. The squadron makes a turn for home. That's when the fighters swoop down, and that's when everything changes. Enemy fighters close in on the formation. Tracers light the sky. All-American gunners lose. Nose guns, top turret, both barrels blazing. They hit one, a Bf-109. Smoke is pouring from its engine. It's damaged, probably done for. But momentum doesn't heed damage. The crippled Messerschmitt closes still, no time to pull away. The German pilot, already possibly dead at the controls, plunges squarely into the rear fuselage of the B-17. The impact is catastrophic. The B-109 wing slices through the bomber just behind the top turret. Metal shrieks, rivets explode, a hole 16 feet long, 4 feet wide, opens up across the top of the fuselage. But that isn't all. The left horizontal stabilizer, the tail portion that maintains the aircraft's level, is completely torn away. The left elevator, gone. Control cables, the wires that enable the pilot to maneuver, were severed. Electrical systems, out. Oxygen, severed. Radio, gone. For a moment, the All-American hangs in midair, nearly cut in two. The tail section, the entire back of the airplane, is held on by thin strips of aluminum skin. It sways, it flexes, the slightest movement, and it rips cleanly away. Inside, the crew can feel the airplane shudder. The wind screams through the cabin like a freight train. They look back and catch glimpses of light where there is to be fuselage. This is it, they think. We're crashing. They don't. This is where things get technical and awesome. Most of the cables off the elevator are gone. The elevator is the control surface at the back that lets you pitch the nose up or down. Without it, you can't fly at altitude. You can't land. You're just a flying brick waiting to fall off. Somehow, there's one cable remaining. Only one, on the right side. It's not much, but it's something. Lieutenant Bragg tries the controls. Slow, non-responsive, but there is feedback. There is stress. The plane can still be flown. Barely. This is where the crew becomes the heroes. They didn't sit and pray. They act. They grab whatever they can use, parachute harnesses, belts, scraps of metal from the German fighter still lodged in their fuselage, and they start to tie the two halves of the plane together, bolting it, stabilizing it, securing it with sheer human will. The tail gunner, boxed in the isolated rear section, yells. He jumps not, he stays. Why? Weight. His body holds the tail down, keeps it from whipping loose in midair. One man sitting in a broken compartment held together by wires, staking his life that the tail won't come off. And then, the Norden bomb sight. You see it as the bomb release mechanism, but it's also wired into the plane's autopilot system. Miniature electric servos, small motors can make slight adjustments to the rudder and elevator. Without cables in position, those servos become a lifeline. They give Bragg an alternative method of steering. Not much, but enough. So now you have one elevator cable, improvised fastenings holding the fuselage together, a tail gunner as a ballast, and autopilot servos are doing the work of snapped cables. This is not just a tough plane. This is a plane held together with duct tape, guts, and ingenuity. And it's still in the air somehow. 90 minutes. That's how long it would take to reach Biskra, Algeria, the nearest friendly airfield. 90 minutes where every second could be the last. The All-American is losing altitude slowly. Bragg can't climb. He can barely turn. The plane is a crippled beast limping home. But the squadron does not leave them behind. The other B-17s close in, forming a defensive circle around the battered bomber. They're aware that if German fighters spot the damage, it's over. So they pull in tight. They cluster together. They shield their brother. In the All-American, the crew braces with every breath of wind. The fuselage creaks. The tail rocks. Every jolt of turbulence is the ultimate crack. Bragg's fingers freeze on the controls. He can't let go. He can't relax. One misentry and the tail comes off. One overcorrection and they bog down. He's flying a plane that shouldn't fly, and he's doing it blind. The men don't talk much. What is there to say? They've done everything they can. Now it's in the machine's and the pilot's hands. The minutes crawl. 10, 20, 30. The desert stretches out below them, limitless and indifferent. 40 minutes, 50. The tail stays put. The engines stay up. 60 minutes. Biskra materializes. Bragg lines up to land. No room for error. One shot. The crew knows if the tail comes off on the landing, they're dead. If he lands too fast, they're dead. Too slowly, they'll stall and plummet like a stone. The wheels come down, the flaps, what's left of them, drop. The runway rushes up to meet them. The wheels hit, the fuselage groans. The tail flexes but doesn't shatter. They're on the ground. The All-American stops. Engines die. Silence. 10 men step out. None of them is hurt, not a single one. Ground crew scurries over and halts when they see the damage. Jaws drop. Someone says, "How the hell?" No one knows. The All-American is in shambles, but she's home, and so is her crew. And here's the icing on the cake. They repair her, patch the fuselage, replace the stabilizer. She flies again with the 352nd Bombardment Squadron. She lasted until March of 1945, not downed by enemy fire, but retired as the war came to an end. She had earned her rest. Now, these types of rumors don't stay quiet. They spread, they grow, they get blown out of proportion. One of them is that the crew used parachutes to patch the enormous hole in the fuselage. Glamorous, right? It isn't. Another states that the All-American limped her way back to England. No way, she flew into Algeria. Still incredible, but let's get our facts straight. And then there's the song, Coming In on a Wing and a Prayer. People like to link that tune to the All-American. The problem is, it's about another bomber, Thunderbird. Years after the fact, bombardier Ralph Burbridge put the record straight in an interview in 2012. The parachutes weren't destroyed, they were exhausted as they were meant to be. The plane came down in North Africa, not England. And the song, not about them. But the thing is, truth is more than myth. You don't need exaggeration when a German fighter squadron literally shoots your plane to pieces and you still make it home. The All-American does not need embellishment. The facts are absurd enough. February 1st, 1943, a crash that was meant to be fatal. But the All-American wouldn't die. She became a legend, not by myth, but by what actually happened. A plane held together with a single cable, some belts, and 10 men who would not quit. A design ethic that valued durability above everything else. A crew that turned disaster into a survival class. The B-17 earned the title Flying Fortress 1,000 times over, but on that day, over the Tunisian desert, the All-American did it in a way that could not be denied. 10 men came home. The plane was flown again. And the story, myths removed and grounded in fact, is one of the most incredible survival stories in aviation history. If you enjoyed more videos like these, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because history is full of moments where humans and machines wouldn't give up. And we're just getting started.